Welcome to our week 7, which is the final weeks for our final kind of consultations. Will be lead into our final summation for the Sunday there, okay? Hopefully everyone basically were doing well, okay, on developing those kind of works. And one of the most important things about this session itself, you guys have learned and also developed according to what we actually have been taught to you guys there. Okay, before basically you going to improvise and develop more further from there. Okay, develop further from there. I have a few number kind of students, okay, who actually try to develop on their own there, okay, even though basically they doesn't have the right kind of skills there to develop into their own there first. So you must be able to have this kind of concern, understanding, and also develop basically your kind of way of workings in the right kind of way there, okay? in the best kind of way that you guys can find it, okay? The technical kind of what we call the developments from here. So if you don't have that kind of understanding correctly there first, okay, the exposure that I tried to give you guys, the lessons, the demonstrations there, the techniques that I tried to share with you guys, is one of those techniques that I made basically special basically for the students, which basically can be used also in the real works. I'm not actually trying to apply some of the techniques quite very, what we call that, up to the trend there, okay, at the same times, but not practical enough for you guys to develop into your own later on there. That's basically what you have to bear in mind there, okay? Because otherwise, basically, most of the technique that we saw and we learn and we develop, okay, from time to time, okay, they are going to be some needed kind of point of way that you're going to develop into your works there in the futures there. But the things that I've been showing you guys, okay, for all the sessions that we have made, most of it can be applied practically into your real works, especially for the final kind of assignments like this. Okay, the final assignments like this, right? So that's why I try not to be too complex when it comes to develop those technical kind of applications there. But I try to give a bit more further kind of general kind of tools that can be used into develop more complex kind of works in the futures. Okay? General kind of tools but can be developed into more complex kind of works in the futures there. So that means with this kind of methods and this kind of techniques, generally, if you practice a lot, not just relying on the one illustration for a week, but you draw a lot there, okay? You improve a lot from time to time there, okay? You enjoy working on it, okay? You will get a lot of benefit from that kind of skills that you develop there in the right way. That's why basically you have to look closest, look carefully, observe really well, and also develop your understanding from there. Okay? Develop those understanding from there. Okay? Okay, that's the thing basically you have to focus there. After that, you actually can improvise a bit more further from there. Okay? You can improvise from here, from there. Okay? That's basically what you should do. Some people basically try hard enough, but the way they try the racket is not basically in the right path. They try to make themselves more confused all over again. Okay? Without using the proper guideline that we actually have been given to you guys there. I'm not saying basically you cannot actually draw using your imaginations. Imaginations will come with various type of form, styles, methods, techniques, way of working. If you're not basically used properly, you're actually not train yourself properly there, right? Imagination is going to be hard for you to develop. That's why one of the way basically that I actually always emphasize from our lessons, get enough references, use your references to guide you to develop your kind of way of working before you can imagine really well. That's basically what you should do. Okay? So don't be what we call that, don't be down enough basically, okay, that you thought basically what you learn right now is all about tracing, copying other people's works there. All professional that you have seen the works there before, using a lot of references there, guys. There's no way basically they're using their naked kind of raw imagination without any kind of experience. Look at things, recall them back from their memories there, okay, and develop into their works there, right? There's no such thing as person can do like that. Even though right now the AI generators like Midjourney or whatsoever kind of what we call the applications, they still need a lot of references to gather those visual informations, write into words, and then apply and generate those kind of images there. So we actually have a living, live kind of AI kind of methods in our brain there, device there, okay? So we can use that kind of things there to develop more further from there, but it takes time there to develop the skills. But the way basically that I actually develop right now for you guys there, that I demonstrate to you guys there, right, it's one of the shortcut way for you guys to develop the skills there, but not the only way there, guys, that you can rely on. But one of the kickstart you guys can develop your skills before basically you can develop more further there, right? You cannot actually, right, we cannot actually jumble up all the package in one semester or two there. It has to be developed from time to time. In order for you to develop that, you need to be patient and passionate enough to develop your skills. A lot of people say that, okay, draw something, okay, easy there, okay, yes, everyone can draw that, right? But not everyone can actually, right, succeed with it, okay? In the right times, right place, and a bit kind of luck. So that's why we have to keep on developing those kind of patience there, okay, and passions there, okay? No matter what happens. Unless you don't want to design, you want to become someone else there, or something else there, right? You're going to find yourself to become different kind of what we call that discipline there, for your own kind of careers there, okay? Then you stop drawing there, right? You just enjoy become one of the person who actually love this particular kind of careers there. You can support by paying and invest with all this kind of skills there, right? From other people's kind of results there. It can be. So in the meantime, you're still basically learning there, right? Okay, learn as much as you can there first. That's the things there, right? So the guideline that I provide right now is one of the way that those who actually cannot draw well, if you follow through correctly, and then you improve more further and design at least one day one drawings there, right? You will improve more further from there. If you actually, right, decide you want to design one illustration for a week, you cannot see the results, okay, from your kind of developments there. So you have to invest your times, you have to invest basically, sacrifice basically your times and your energies there to gain more further on this kind of methods there, right, first. So imaginations came from experience, as I told you guys that previously before. Without experience, of course you cannot imagine. And without the skills, proper skill there, of course you can actually develop that kind of visual from your imaginations there. Okay guys, so hopefully most of the demonstration that I actually share with you guys on YouTube's, alright, from the live sessions, online sessions, will help to gain more understanding from there. Alright, so let's continue there, right? Okay, let me take those attendance there first. One he is here there, right? One he. Gary, Gilbert, okay, Wai-In, Leewen, Leewen is here, Leewen, Chu Jing, Weng Sam, James, James over here, James, Hao Xuan, okay, James here, Hao Xuan is here, Ji Fong, Yi Wen, Ting Yao, Shu Ping, Jing Xuan, is it? Jin Yao is here, right? Hua Jin Yao there, right? Okay. Ji Fong is here. Yep, Jin Yao. Okay. Stephanie is here, Stephanie. Chun Yang. Jia Xuan. Wan Le. Alright, great. How about Chun Yang and Jin Xuan there, right? Jing Xuan. Ting Yao. Chu Jing and Li Wen there, right? Okay, later on, okay, you guys actually can recall them back again, okay, those kind of, what we call that. I saw basically somewhere you guys actually have sent it over there, okay, those kind of developments, like Jia Xuan over here. Okay, let me share basically some of the things that we've been working on, okay. So right now, what we saw from here, okay, this one came from Jia Xuan, is it? Okay, Jia Xuan. Okay, the line works quite okay, okay, you guys can proceed, okay, add some colors, okay, later on, okay. Don't use the flat colors only, but you can use flat color first, and then add some shadings there, okay. Don't just follow through or copy those kind of line works only, or shading kind of styles there. This one came from Weng Sam there, right, okay, Weng Sam there, okay, you can proceed there, the line works there, okay, great. And develop those kind of shadings and shades there, okay, on the colors itself there. Anyone else there to share screen? Or anyone have any questions? Alright guys, one of the things that I've been working on just now, okay, for student group 7 there, okay, because they don't actually have privilege, basically my demonstration, they actually look into those kind of previous kind of works there, okay, previous kind of demonstration that I did basically for some of the groups, okay, for their sessions. But of course, okay, when we actually look into those kind of demonstrations or those kind of samples that I've seen from there, some people basically try to develop a bit kind of, we call that way of working without having enough kind of understanding about how to develop your work correctly. Okay, this is came from Jun Yao, right? Okay. It looks great on the line works over here. Hopefully, right, you can actually add some coloring methods there. Okay, don't forget to combine some of the line over here if you want to add some colors there later on. Okay. One other thing that I always go through with it, okay, with those demonstrations that I have made there before basically I do some coloring, okay, I have to make sure that, right, I have to make sure my line works are going to be fine there, correct? Okay, the line work has to be fine correctly there, right? So like this one there, right? This is basically my drawing strokes. So make sure every single line works are going to be refined there, right? Okay. Without the refining, of course, when you do some selections like this, and you want to inverse them, you won't be able to get it right. Okay, right now, okay, one of the mistakes or maybe some errors that are made there, right? This line doesn't combine there, right? See, this line doesn't combine there correctly. So what you do there, okay, what you should supposed to do, so combine this line there, right, all over again. Okay, looks like there is a mantra there, okay, that you actually seen, okay, that I heard just now there, right? So make sure you guys can combine all those lines all together, inverse them. This is one of the way. Not the only way. You actually can use also what we call that cropping clips mask there, okay, clipping mask, okay, but I'm not using that one there, right? Okay, I've actually write comfortable enough to do this kind of selections over there. That's why I say, okay, my kind of methods is very general, very kind of what we call symbols there for us to work. Okay, when I get this kind of samples that like this one, if I want to paint basically these areas only there, right? Okay, making some selections, I actually can cut these areas there. See, cut these areas there first from the selections areas. So what I can do, I can copy and paste. Okay, can you see? Maybe I missed out this one there, right? What I can do, I just can paint. That's all. Okay, cover them back. The shapes there. Alright? So make your life easy for us to work. And of course, okay, from here you can actually separate the hairline and so the face there later on. Okay? So that's basically one of the methods that you guys can work from there. Alright, the color combination with these complex kind of elements, I basically use a very simple standard kind of way of working there. This came from who is it? Okay, one he. Alright, one he there, okay. Try to develop a bit kind of shadings a bit there, okay. Even though you actually try to apply from these illustrations over here from Sinchan there right now. But if you actually add some shading, some shadows, because you need basically to show basically the skills that you develop from these illustrations there. Everyone can draw these kind of things there, guys, okay? There's nothing much basically we actually can explore from here. And of course, in the 40% of your marks there, right? 40% of your marks there, okay? How much do you think that you will get from here? Based on the value that you create from this illustration. Unless this one single illustration, but you submit maybe 3 to 4 different kind of styles there. Okay? Then we actually can appreciate more further to add some value on those marks. Like this one there, right? Okay? Because everyone can do it there, guys, okay? In a very short period of time there. It doesn't have any kind of value on those visuals there. The original works has value there, guys. But when you actually try to draw the same thing without adding more value on your skills, the only marks I can give at least around 10% from 40% of those marks. Okay? That's why the visual process you need to submit also in terms of developing or in terms of you submit your kind of final works there. Okay, how I actually develop the ideas from here. For me, basically, it's really important that to work on it. What is this? JPEG files there, okay? Give me a JPEG files, okay? Some images there, right? Okay? I don't want to. I won't be able to download there, right? Okay, from 1E, T1E. All right. give me some JPEG files, okay, images there, okay, direct we can see from there. Okay, so remember that, guys, okay? Add value on your work's really important. So some of the things, okay, that I actually shared with the students there before, okay, previously. Okay, one of it is like this one there, okay? This one basically, this one basically from reference there. Before I draw these references, okay, before I draw these references over here, I draw this basically some rough sketches for these characters there, okay, before I get these references there. So I basically show some of the students just now there, right, in group 7s, how actually you're going to use your imaginations there. But you cannot rely on your imaginations if you don't have that kind of skill to develop the right kind of designs or proper kind of line drawings for your works. I draw basically these kind of ideas in a very short time there. So one of the reasons I can develop those kind of ideas there because I have trained myself to develop those skills there. But if you don't have that kind of skills, don't hesitate enough to work on that. Don't try basically to develop them without any right kind of directions there. That's why we have to be careful with it. Okay, when we talk about imaginations there. So if I want to design, came from this design, okay, from these characters over here, right? Okay, roughly, I will design basically some sort of ideas there first. Okay, some ideas there first. Okay, so what I can do from here, okay, develop basically maybe some sort of like cyclone kind of robot kind of images there, right? Okay. Cyclone kind of images there, right? So what I can do from here, so rough kind of sketches there, right? So if we doesn't have that kind of enough kind of understanding there, okay, how it works, it's hard for you to imagine that, guys. You're going to refer a lot of references. They can guide you, but sometimes your design will reflect it basically from your kind of samples there. Of course, okay, we cannot see some sort of like originality on your works at the same time that you work on it. So right now, what I do basically here, the shoulder basically a bit more higher there, right? I try to develop those kind of design that based from my kind of understanding there on those visuals itself there, on those sketches itself there. That's what I say, okay? We need basically a lot of practice there when it comes to develop those kind of imaginations kind of drawing here. So it's not that easy there, guys, okay? Just like that when you draw there, okay? Trust me. But in a proper kind of practice, of course, we actually can develop more further later on. But in a very short time, you want to cover the whole things, you can't there, guys. And of course, okay, when you actually want to develop something just out from your one single assignment there, you won't be able to succeed there, guys. You won't be able to succeed there. You need basically, okay, more kind of practice there to develop those kind of skills. You cannot rely only for one single illustrations kind of subjects to develop into your skill. You hopefully there, okay, you will hope basically, okay, this kind of subjects will give you a bit more kind of further exposures there, okay, to develop your skills there based from your single assignments there. It won't happen there, guys. It won't happen. Okay. When I show basically how actually I sketched there, right, this came from those technical kind of understanding based on those visual itself. And of course, you need more than those kind of what we call that, more than this kind of rough sketch there, okay, to develop into your works over here. It's more than that, guys. But if you can draw like this without any references, then you actually can proceed with your imaginations kind of styles there of working. But if you spend too much time there to develop these ideas for almost 6 days, or maybe 2 days there, right? That means you're not basically eligible enough to develop into your works by using your pure imaginations. You need to basically find more kind of resources, develop more skills in order for you to improve your visual works there. Okay, that's basically what we have to be concerned there, okay, when it comes to the technical kind of understanding to develop your skill from it. This is only a rough sketch there. It's not a proper kind of line works there, right? It's not basically finalized there yet. So to develop your ideas there from your imaginations, you have to create fast. But without the references, obviously you cannot do it, okay, in a very short time. While basically I'm talking, I develop those visuals there for you guys. Roughly there, okay, but we can see the directions of those designs there. That's the difference there, guys, okay, when you train yourself well. But I'm still basically develop the skill from you. That's why you have to be more concerned and also use the right kind of way to approach it. What is this there? Still using the same kind of references. This is the one basically I didn't want to see there, right? This is the one basically that I thought basically is quite well there, okay, on developing those works there. What is this there? Alright, page tune. Okay. Okay, looks great on those visuals there, but the nose, improve on the nose a bit there, right? Can add a bit more shadings later on, okay? It's a good try that works on it. Oh, tangles there, okay, good. Okay, the line works can be improved a bit more. Okay, the proportions look well. Okay, improve more on the highlight on the hairline. Make it more smoother there, okay, those hairline and strokes. Okay, looks fine over here. A bit there is no neck there, right? No neck, but I can add some backgrounds later on there, right? Okay, add some background there, right? Okay. I wanted to see basically how actually you develop basically those kind of. Alright. So guys, take a look back again there, right? Take a look back again. Some of the details that you actually can apply from there. Alright? You can apply from there. Okay? So try to develop it more further from there, guys. Okay? How to work with your kind of background and finish up basically your kind of design there properly. And of course I want to see that kind of what we call that developments on those process at the same times. Okay? The process at the same time there, guys, okay, how actually develop and compile all those ideas together, okay, when you finalize them back. I don't know why basically you don't want to share basically your kind of works in our groups there. Share everything in our groups there, guys. Okay, you don't have to be shy on your way of working there, right? Okay, send it over everything in our groups there, guys. Okay, I want to see you in the groups there, right? Okay. All right, anyone else there want to share screen? Anyone else there? Okay, please share your screen there, right? Okay, or send it over those kind of works there, right? Okay, on those group WhatsApp there, not individual WhatsApp there, right? What's the point? Basically, we have a group WhatsApp there, guys. Who is it, okay, they shared just now, right? Please send it over JPEG files. Don't let us download those kind of files there. Image files there, guys. This one came from, who is it? YN, okay. The visuals there, right, okay. Okay, how actually turn over those kind of design, okay, from your pictures, maybe this is your pictures, is it? Okay, into this kind of cartoon styles there. How actually you turn over those kind of styles. We really want to see the process of working there, okay. Hopefully you actually can apply and preparing those kind of at least one step or two there, okay, how actually you turn over yourself into cartoon styles there. Okay, that's basically one of the important about this, the progressions that you actually can submit on your slide there. Okay, all right, continue work on it and proceed with it. Okay, check back again the combination between the proportion of those eyes there, even though you're working with the cartoon there, right? This from Jingquan. Okay. Okay, Jingquan. Okay, Jingquan. Check back again the hairline and styles there. Okay. Even though you can design this kind of hairstyle like that, okay, but make it a bit more smoother there, okay, those line works, okay, of the hair. Okay, that's basically one of the things you have to remember there, okay. And the colors, okay, or the flat colors there, okay, that you actually use. Try to add some highlight a bit, okay, on the hairline, and also the image of those shades there at the same time there, okay. There's a highlight from there. Okay, check back again there, okay, and add some backgrounds later on there. Okay. All right, next, anyone else there? All right, share everything back again. Well, I'm going to share for you guys over here. Anyone else there? So we have two Mario brothers there, right? So we have two Mario brothers there. Who else there, right? Want to share screen? Li Wen and Chu Jing is here, is it? Li Wen and Chu Jing. Is it here? Li Wen and Chu Jing, are you guys here? Alright guys, okay, those who actually haven't actually submit those progressions, of course, okay, 50% of those marks are going to be cut down, okay, from those 40%. As simple as that. Okay, I already informed you guys over here. Alright, I already informed you guys over here. Jing Xuan. Okay. Jing Xuan, is it? Okay. Chun Young, is it Chun Young? Okay, Chun Young is here. Alright, anyone want to share screen there? Ting Yao, is it Ting Yao? Ting Yao. Gilbert here, there, right? Yes. Yes, Gilbert, you want to share screen? Oh, Gilbert there, okay. Looks okay there, okay. This kind of line works there. But can improve more for you on the hairline later on there, right? Okay. Can improve more on the hairline there, okay, later on. Okay, some of the hairline there, okay, from the sideburns and the side there, okay, can be improved more further there, right? Okay. And when you add some shadows, when you add some shadings there, okay, or put some flat color on your works, okay, don't forget to add new layers there. Okay, who actually going to send it over there, okay? Share screen. Alright, Gilbert, okay, check back again. Add new layers there. For the color layers there, okay, don't separate the colors between colors and also those line works. Separate them there. Okay, I already give you guys some example just now how it works there, okay? Alright, anyone else there want to share screen or share basically some of the works there? Anyone want to share screen there? This face look lumpy a bit right now. Not this face. Face look lumpy a bit already. Doesn't look sad there. Right, share the secret, okay, this is, who is it, right? This came from? Oh. Okay, you already had, right? Alright, the line works good, okay. Okay. Hopefully, okay, the challenge is right now on the shadings there, right? Try to work on it. You just want the line works right, okay, okay, the line works of the hairline, the lips, okay. Alright, this part there, right, okay, look flat a little bit. You can actually add, okay, the shapes, okay, of this, the form of the gown there, right, okay. At the back, okay, the form of the back that okay, can be applied there. Otherwise, look flat a little bit here. Okay. All right, check back again, right? Those kind of what we call that drafts there, right? Kind of what we call that formations there. What is this there, right? Alright, improve on the line work first. Hopefully this is only your sketch line. Okay, get enough kind of informations, okay, when you draw based from this statue there, okay, especially on the proportion itself. Okay, especially on the proportions there. Alright, the faces, the hairline, okay, check back again. Okay, either basically is it quite proper enough for you to see from here there, okay, that people can recognize you as a person there, right? When actually we try to cover our face there, okay, sometimes it doesn't actually show basically our own identities there, okay. That's the things that we have to bear in mind there, okay. But we can actually apply that, okay, if you have multiple kind of what we call that stage of drawing your face. Okay, otherwise, okay, check back again the proportions, the muscle connections there, the anatomies, okay, of the Batman itself, the arm itself, okay. Try to draw proportionately there, okay. Check back again those kind of details there, and focus on the characters there first. Focus on the characters before you're going to add those background there, right? I didn't actually focus too much on the background there. Okay? Based on what you actually saw from my demonstrations there before there, right? I didn't focus much on the background there, right? I focused on the characters there first. No matter how complex those designs are going to be there, okay? I'm focusing on the characters there first. The backgrounds are going to be those supporting element for our presentations. We can add gradients, blend a little bit with multiply there, right? We actually can add some shadows there. But the main kind of what we call that visuals is all about your characters, your design there first, right? Okay, focus more on that. Because if you add too much kind of elements there in your kind of what we call it drawings at the stage, you will get confused there where you're actually going to focus there. Okay, we're going to worry about how to blend basically with the background there, right? Instead of background, I didn't actually draw them. Most of the background, I just applied those image manipulation kind of styles there, right? So because the time that we have, I know basically the time that we have is not enough, okay, for you guys to develop the skills there correctly. So you have to be more kind of concerned about your kind of technical ability from there. All right. This one, check back again, okay. She tried basically to use different kind of compositions there, okay, based on your own face, your own kind of positions there, by using this body that you works there, okay. It's a very nice kind of what we call the combinations. Hopefully the line works can be improved later on there, okay. This is only a sketch line there, right? Okay, great. Okay, James, check back again your compositions, your line works. Focus on the character instead of the background there, right, okay? Try to make a full scale of your drawing there first based on your characters there. Why you have to hide your face? You have a handsome face there, right? So be glad that, okay, you have those handsome face there. Okay, James? Use your face basically as a part of your main attraction for your design there, okay? Other than those Batman kind of body there, right? Okay? So that's basically what the main purpose about these assignments there. All right, anyone else there want to share screen? Anyone else there want to share screen there? So now basically working. I've combined some of the backgrounds, great already. You also want a good example that we have right here. Okay, the shading is there, right? Okay, great. Alright, when you focus on your characters there, okay, the backgrounds can be a part of those supporting kind of what we call the elements there to emphasize more on your presentations. Okay, that's basically the key of your kind of way of approaching this kind of assignments there, okay, that I actually saw from those brief that we have there, okay, from the direction that we have over here. After that, go through a bit more further there. Come on guys, how many drawings did I actually produce? If I actually one of the students right now, okay, if I actually one of the students right now there, okay, you guys actually draw one drawing, is that right? I actually produced actually at least 6 drawings there. 6 drawings there, okay. So as far as I can remember, okay, 6 drawings there. So make sure you actually work on it. Okay, my first drawings that I actually have made. Okay, for these assignments over here. Okay, my first drawings over here. Okay, where is it? This is my first drawings there. Okay, my first drawings there, okay, that I made basically for the week 5. If I'm not mistaken, week 5. Okay, the first drawing that I made. Okay, the second drawings is this one. Third drawing, 4th drawings there. Submissions, 5th, and the last one is 6th there. So guys, the methods that I show you guys over here is one of the proper methods to guide those who actually have limited kind of skills, but still can improve more from time to time, okay? The way basically you can cater and develop this kind of skills is by do a lot. Don't do only one illustration that you hopefully can give more perfection on your results. There's no such thing as perfections there. From what you saw there, okay, I never focus on the perfections. It looked like a perfect kind of looks there, okay? It doesn't there. In my kind of standard of working there, right? It's a matter of presentable well there. It can be presentable well, but not as perfect as you see there, okay? The illusion of working on it, play with your eyes there. The beginner approach of your eyes, look into the perfection there. I look into the presentable kind of way of approaching it. My kind of what we call that objective, okay, on this particular kind of, most of the particular kind of works there. It's all about how to present it well there. Present it well only. There is no such thing as perfections in my kind of diaries there. In my kind of books of what we call that works there. We just present it correctly. That's all. Okay? So that's basically how actually you train yourself there. If you focus on perfections, you won't be able to reach them. You waste a lot of time to get those kind of things perfectly. What I did basically, try to develop progressively those kind of works there. Okay? Because perfections kind of work, sometimes it takes a lot of time there, guys. Of efforts, focusings, determinations there, right? To engage with all those kind of elements together. But if you don't have that kind of, your time is limited there again. Where you have to balance with some of the things there, right? It won't be happening there, guys. This is why don't rely too much on one single drawings there. Do more, practice more, produce more there. Then you will get more better results there, okay? From one drawing to another drawing, from one illustration to another illustration there. Okay, that's how actually you're going to grow yourself. Okay, that's basically what I do. Okay, and the way that actually I show you guys right now is one of the shortcut way that I actually experienced myself to help people actually learn to develop their skills there correctly. But it's not the only way to work. You have to develop also in different kind of methods, different kind of techniques, different kind of lessons there, okay, to improve more. But formally right now, this is one of those ways that I can help the students to develop their skills in the first phase. Especially those who cannot draw well. Those who can draw well can take advantage from that. That's basically the best thing about people who can draw there, right? See how actually I paint them up there, right? I'm using only one single brushes to paint. And then I'm using basically lasso tool back again to add some shadings there of shadows. It's all about tricks there, guys. So you can take a look back again on my kind of videos here later on. Okay? To see basically the kind of what we call a way of working with. Okay? Hopefully can help more further from that. Alright? So, hopefully you guys can dig it out right, eh? So for me there, right? If I actually one of the students like you guys, I produce at least 6 different kind of illustration on these assignments. I deserve to get A+. Closer to perfection of those marks. So like you guys right now, when you actually develop those kind of works, how much do you actually write? Do you actually can actually write plan to get from there? Okay, of course, okay, the level of skills is different between my experience and yours, but I try to engage with your kind of efforts there. Besides, basically, you have a few number kind of assignments there, but this one that you develop there from your level of skills there. If I put basically a higher kind of standard there, right, based on the general kind of skills that we develop from you, how much basically you will get from that. So you decide that, guys. Okay, I will give you guys some tips based on the process of working, slide kind of process there, okay, from the PDF format, and of course your final works there, to give a bit more further kind of information for me to evaluate your works there. So whatever that you've been working on, okay, just like Young Pin just now, right? Okay, right here. Okay, he developed a certain kind of process. Okay, great. This is basically one of the examples that you guys can see from here. Okay, Young Pin basically actually developed a few number kind of process that based from those development. This is one of the good examples there, guys, that you guys can take a look on your friends kind of efforts there. So you know basically how much you would get from there. Okay, you know basically how much you would get from there. So you can actually calculate, yeah, this guy basically, this person basically has the brighter kind of what we call that marks from there. You know basically how much you get. Don't worry about it. I never basically biased with the students. Okay, we know basically, okay, you basically develop your works, you deserve basically those good grades of marks there. Simple as that. All right, any questions? Any kind of inquiries there? Any kind of inquiries? About the work itself there? Guys? No? If you don't have, good luck on the Sunday there, right? Okay. Hopefully I can start marking your marks, okay, next week. And all the best, okay, for the future, kind of what we call that lessons that you guys are going to develop there, right? Happy holiday at the same times. Enjoy yourself, and at the same time try to practice more further on your skills there. You're going to need it, basically your drawing skills, especially in 2D animations. Okay, most of the subjects that we have, the core subjects that I meant, right, need basically your drawing skills there. At least you can sketch properly there. So if you really want to improve yourself, practice more on your drawings there. Okay? Alright guys? So all the best, good luck, have a good holiday there, okay? I'll see you guys around, hopefully there, right? Next week, next semesters. Alright, if I'm not actually seeing you guys, hey, we have a 7 week there, right? Shipping. This is week 7, it's the final weeks there. Okay, week 8 basically, right? Okay, this is a short sem. Hey, this is week 7 there. Come on now, are you sure that? Are you sure that, right? Week 6. 6B. Check back again, right? Sure, this is week 6, huh? So what we're going to do with week 7 there, right? Oh yeah. Oh, we have another week there, right? I miscalculated there. Huh? So we can do more assignments there from there. Is it? I'm willing basically, right, to share a lot of more knowledge there, okay? Don't worry there. But the assignments basically that we did, it's too short basically for a short sem there. Right. I think it's very too short for a short sem there, okay? We still have another week there, guys, to work on. Okay, but the submissions are going to be on this Sunday there, right? So better that we work faster, okay, before we going to, because we have to submit, okay, I have to submit basically the whole thing, so okay, around 13, if I'm not mistaken, okay, 13 of those, January is there. Okay, due date, January, 1st Jan. Basically Sunday, right? It can be there. Yes. So next week is a study week. Oh yes, you can develop basically some of those exercise that may be there. Huh? Alright guys, no one basically correct me when I actually put it into this week 5. We had a week 5 there. No one basically correct me here. Okay, on my what we call that Google Classroom there, right? No one basically correct me there. It's okay. At least we work faster, right? Cage works on it. Alright guys, any questions there? Thank you very much guys, okay, for what we call that. Inform me about those week there, right? Okay. Alright, Li Wen, Chu Jing is not here, right? Confirm is not here. And Ting Yao, confirm there, right? They were not here. Okay. Alright guys, any questions, any inquiries there based on our what we call the submissions? No? Any inquiries there? Put that on those chat box there guys. Put in the chat box there. Anything else that you want to ask me there, Raki, regarding to our assignments over here? See there guys, okay? These assignments that we actually have made. Assignment that we've made there, right? It can be complete in a very short times there. So if you guys delay basically your kind of submissions, okay, with one single illustrations, you won't be able to improve a lot from there guys. Okay, so make sure you actually submit there based on our deadline there, right? And then hopefully you guys can actually improve more further on your lessons to other kind of submissions there. Okay. All right. So thank you very much there guys, okay, for having me today. Hopefully that you guys can learn something there, okay, from these discussions over here. And I'll see you guys around, okay, back again. Okay, next week. Okay, I don't know, okay, when hopefully we actually can get a few number kind of what we call the exercise from there. Okay, so I will be thinking about doing some exercise there, right? Okay, they can actually gain a bit more further on your kind of values from your skills. All right, any questions? I felt a little bit kind of delusions right now, right? No one basically going to correct me, okay? Right guys, any questions there? Any inquiries there, okay? Please let me know there, okay, before we wrap up everything there, right? For today. Any kind of inquiries? Just like I said, it's not, okay, James, okay, too complex on the backgrounds. Improve more on the line works. By right, if you actually use this kind of references, you should apply more better kind of proportionate, okay, on your works there, right? Okay, proportion on your works there. Okay, that's basically what I saw from those kind of sample that we have. Right guys, you guys still here, is it? Right, yes or no there, right? Then, anything you want to share with the media, right? Okay? Anything you want to share, right? Okay? I don't think that everyone have shared it, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11% there, right? 11% from 20 and from 19, is it? Anyone else there who haven't showed that? Maybe Ting Yao, Li Wen, and Chu Jing were not here. So we have another, I think 3 to 4% actually haven't basically have shared your screen there. Anyone else there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing that basically I've been talking about to you guys that I did these kind of students that I did before. Alright, okay. The students basically try to develop those kind of drawing skills that based on his own imaginations that came from the references that but the references did not reflected basically the outcome there, the output of those works there. That's basically the things that I have been concerned there, right? Okay. So when you draw, basically came from this particular kind of quality there, right? That you say basically came from the references. It doesn't show there, right? Okay? It doesn't show basically that you actually develops enough kind of right way to develop. You not actually show a proper way to develop your skills. So what we can basically apply from here came from all the reference that he has were not basically been developed properly. That's why I show back again how it works. You really want to sketch properly there, guys. Okay, this is basically some gestures line drawings. It's not a time lapse. It's the live sections that I made, which is I developed basically those kind of gestures, kind of line and poses there. Rough kind of gestures, line and poses there. So in order to develop this kind of understanding and skills, you need to understand about the proper kind of way to draw human anatomies there first. Okay, practice to draw human anatomies there, guys. Without the proper kind of understanding, it's hard for you to develop this kind of imaginations. So my kind of what we call that advice, draw from a proper kind of way of working. For examples over here, let me check that right. Let me share with you guys first. Alright, some of those exercises that I made for my kind of students there. One of the exercise that I made basically with the students, but not from your subjects itself, is this one there, guys. Okay, this is basically the exercise that we did. Okay, this is what we call gesture drawings exercise. Okay, gesture drawing, but this is a final work for them there, okay? Using basically those kind of gestures line drawings there. So practice yourself to develop those skills correctly first. Draw human anatomies there. draw human anatomies there a lot, okay, using the gaseous line and some shadings there, rough sketches there, okay, fast kind of drawings. Fast drawings there, okay, to develop the proper kind of skills. Okay, without that kind of skills there, you won't be able to get it right. So I have done a few number kind of exercise basically with the students. This one is not one of it, but this is one of those exercises to design the characters itself. Okay? Even though you want to design the chibi characters over here, using anime, manga kind of styles there, you must be able to have a proper kind of understanding that to develop from. This is basically from other subjects there, okay, that I've been practice with the students there. Same goes to this one there. Okay, sketch, design, and develop more further kind of skills from there. Okay. So this is basically all about practice there, okay, to develop those skills. What else that I can actually be working on? This kind of what we call the drawing skills there. Okay. So week 5 exercise that we did, okay, gaseous line drawing, break down the shape structures there. Okay, contour line drawings. Okay, based on references there, guys, based on references. We not actually draw it from imaginations there. Okay, all these kind of skills there you have to develop in order for you to develop into another level of creating your characters. So without a proper kind of way to approach or develop the skills correctly there, right, you won't be able to get it right. You will start yourself to develop a lot of hesitations there. You will develop a lot of hesitation on your drawing skills. Okay? You not have a very smooth kind of line works from there. So one of the way to practice all those kind of methods, okay, by using references there first. Draw on top of the layers to improve your skill first. And then slowly you develop your kind of skills. Slowly you develop your skills to imagine properly there, right? Okay, to imagine properly. What else that we can do from here? Okay, checking back again those videos there, right? So from here you see the videos there, right? From those sketches that I made just now. Okay? I will draw back again my kind of ideas of this heroic version of those characters. It came from your friend kind of ideas just now there, okay, that I actually try to visualize them back. So I try to sketch a bit more details before I'm going to refine them. Add new layers. And this one basically no references. Okay, no references there. So when you want to test your skills, okay, make sure you can test also your speed. How much time that you spend to develop one ideas there. If you spend too much time, okay, more than 1 day there, okay, and you spend around 6 days basically to develop your ideas, you not efficiently basically work on your skills. That's why the proper way, the thing that I actually show you guys, is one of the way that you actually can improve more further there. And some people say that, okay, oh, is there any shortcut way to work on that? What I did basically is a shortcut way that to work. If you can apply and comply based on that kind of methods, good. If you don't, you improve more on your way of approaching those kind of drawings by using reference steps. Okay? By using reference steps. That's basically one of the way you can improve more further, because using basically the best tool that you have is basically your tablet. With the right kind of pressures there, check basically the flows actually right here. And you remember that you spend many hours to improve your skill, that you have to enjoy the process of working. So right now I develop a a very simple design, okay, for the heroic characters there, right? And antagonist characters there, okay, for your friends kind of ideas that he tried to portray there before. Right? This is basically a rough sketch from me, okay? Rough sketch there, right? How actually we can develop basically those ideas. This is not a time slap there, guys. This is the speed of my kind of actual live actions kind of problems. Okay? So I'm not actually showing you guys some things that not applicable for your kind of queries there. I'm showing something that really into the head of those develop your queries correctly. But of course it's a lot of time there for you guys to spend, right, to work on it. Looks simple, looks smoother there, right? Look fast. It's not that easy there. Unless you have that kind of package that you have bring over before you enter basically the courses. Then you actually can develop more further from there. But if you actually a beginner there, right, okay, make sure you draw correctly using a reference. Okay. Now basically I'm taking some references there to guide this. Based on the same characters, but I'm using reference there. Okay, like I say, using reference is one of the way, in a more shortcut way for you guys to develop your imagination at the same time your skill together. But still, need a lot of hard work there, okay, to develop your improvement on, especially on your drawing strokes there. Now I don't have to do rough sketch tracking. I have memorized basically the ideas behind my, using basically my kind of what we call that imaginations from the characters itself. Now I start to develop more further from there. So learn the anatomies also, right? It takes time there. Not only you have to go to the gym, but you actually can actually draw based on the reference that you can get from any kind of resources nowadays. From animations, from games, from Google's there, from Pinterest, whatever that you can find there, right? Even though you can use your own body to develop basically those kind of anatomies there. I use basically a lot of my kind of, what we call that, poses from my own bodies there, okay, to develop also for some of the characters there. Back in the day there, right? But I try to improvise back again. I try to improvise those kind of sizes because I just want to develop a poses only there, okay? So from here, I duplicate them. We can use also mirror kind of styles there, just like a mandala there, right? But I don't have that kind of features right here. And then combine them and improve back again those lines there, right? Okay. Regarding tutorial, the samples of those ideas that we have. Okay, that's basically one other thing we can do there. Okay. So from here, you want to draw properly there. Okay, this is some of the students' works there, right? So what I can do, okay, use reference back again. Okay, cut down there, right? And then try to organize those kind of positions, arrangements correctly, and start to draw. All right, the fast way for you guys to develop your skills and try to control your pressures on your line work and quality of strokes during the process of making these visuals. Okay, improve more on your line works at the same time. You see there, right? Okay. Okay, in the complex kind of areas like this, I try to simplify things there. I'm actually doesn't take serious on those kind of complexities on those lines. That's why we are not tracing them. I'm not trying to trace them. You're the one who actually trace a lot, okay, from your references there. I improvise from what I saw. Can you see that, right? Take a look back again on the line work that I produced. If I trace, I cannot actually draw as fast as you saw right now. Okay? I try to improvise only that, those kind of line works. Okay, based on the references, I try to improvise a bit there. Right? See, I did not take too serious to trace that, but I produced a good quality of line works, sketch line works to develop on those cleanup line there for this complex kind of images there. Right? So that's why I say, okay, if you thought basically we're tracing, you're wrong. You're already wrong there, right? Okay? You have made basically your kind of errors on your decisions there. What I did basically, I just improvised there. But based on the skills that we have there, okay, to manipulate those kind of images back again. This is the only illusions there, guys. We create some illusions there based on this design there, right? Unless basically, okay, even though people will pay me to develop these kind of drawings, I will using this kind of methods there. Okay? Unless they request, they want to have a specific kind of details. Alright, specific kind of details there, very clear there, okay? Then I will basically try to draw or trace back again. But at the moment, they don't pay me there, okay? So why I still have to hassle enough to basically to follow exactly there, okay? My kind of objectives want to show some indication on this design only. See? People can say, okay, this is basically the same design there, okay, that I try to design there, okay? Enough there, right? No need to basically to hassle more there, right? Unless there's a few kind of what we call that reasons there, practical reasons that it works. Okay? That's why we have to work smart there, guys. Work hard at the same time, so we try to work smart. Now I just begin to paint. Add some shadings there. Okay, check, look how actually I paint basically this design. Check, look there, guys, okay? I'm using flat brushes that will work. Hopefully this song basically doesn't actually apply the copyright from that. Simply actually paint roughly sloppily there, okay, sloppily, okay, using this kind of methods there. how sloppy basically my methods that I get to paint. Not taking serious too much now, okay? Based on this complex kind of surface there. Take a look how I actually add some shadows there. The direction of shadows is really important there, guys. And this is not basically time-lapse, remember that, right? Okay. I covered most of those shadows there, and now take a look how actually I convert those kind of shadows there, okay, using those lasso tools and use multiply effects to add some solid kind of shadows kind of shapes. Using lasso tools there, guys. Lasso tools there. Take a look there, guys. Just basically the shadows that I created, okay? Based on the lasso tools itself and using multiply kind of effects on the layers there. On the layers effects. That's the things there, guys. Okay? So from there you guys can see. That's basically the shadows there, guys. And they can form together with those kind of visuals there. Alright, the shadows there. Take a look over here, okay? That I create from the color combinations from the same layers there. But I mix them up there, right? So that's basically one of the tricks there, right? To cover basically some complex areas for the visuals when you got to develop your illustrations there. It's a very general, standard kind of techniques. Doesn't use a lot of complicated kind of way there, I suppose. Alright guys, any questions so far? Nope? Alright, good luck with your assignment submissions, okay? This Sunday. I see you guys around next week, okay? Next week is the week 7 there, right? Okay? Alright, so thank you very much. Have a good day there guys, okay? And of course, okay, enjoy the process of working, practice yourself, and good luck guys, okay? I'll see you guys around next week there. Maybe next week we have face-to-face sessions there, right? Alright, thank you very much, okay, bye-bye. Have a good evening there guys, everyone.